Good morning, everybody. How you doing?
Morning, good morning.
And full disclosure, everybody, we are actually this is actually tape delayed by about 12 hours. We are taping this the night before, so when you do see us this morning, it is live but on tape. It's not quite tape, but not quite Memorex, but the new way of taping things electronically. But we're still coming to you loud and proud, long and strong to say good morning and welcome to Sports Talk with Kamau Felix. How you doing there, sir, Mr. Felix?
Hey, man. I'm blessed, man. I'm blessed.
All right. Definitely by the best. Before we get started, we want to make sure we send out condolences to the Simpson family, friends of the show, and alum of Murray Red High School, Luana Simpson, passed away, and the funeral services are coming up today. I just found out yesterday, as in for tomorrow, which will be today. I would have done my best to get there, and I do want to send our love and the condolences out to the family. Wonderful young lady, and I love Tenora was a lover, great person, and I wish you and your family the best. So we want to make sure we send our love that way to that family.
Absolutely.
It is May 13th, 2013, 23. What am I thinking? Not 13. Make sure you click like, click share, get on the phone, text somebody, let them know that Kamau and Felix are back on the internets, and we talking good sports today. And we got a lot to talk about. We're going to be talking a lot of basketball today, almost 30 minutes worth of basketball. Seeing that the first topic is of the week that was voted by who? By you and the listeners and watchers. We're talking about the NBA playoffs. And we're going to start off with playoff Jimmy down there in Miami. They just defeated the Knicks, and that boy put the cape on, and he went to work. And they won 4 games to 2, but that series was not even close in terms of a series. But it seemed like we talked about this before. Jimmy Butler kind of coasted through the season. He averaged about 20, he averaged about 9, 10, 6, 7, 6. We just go through about his business. But when playoff time come around, he turns it up about 10, 12, 15 notches because he wants that championship. Seemed like him being in the bubble and getting so close left a bad taste in his mouth, but he didn't win it. Well, he's going to do his best to go get it this year. What do you think about their chances?
Nah. It's so they get the winner Philly and New York, right? No, they get the winner of Philly and Boston.
Correct.
They can beat Boston. They could beat Philly, but they can't beat Boston. No.
Okay, all right.
Too many. It's a 3-headed horse, a 3-headed monster over there in Boston. You got Tatum, you got Jaylen Brown, and you got Marcus Smart. Miami, you really only got buckets. You only got Jimmy Butler. That's it. Ain't nobody a threat. My man in the middle. Bam, trash, man. I'm good. Trash.
Now, Bam played a great game tonight. I got to see him play. I saw most of that game
against the Knicks. Right.
Okay. All right.
He's trash at Kentucky.
I actually like Bam Adebayo. First of all, I like his name, Bam, as in Bam Bam from the Flintstones. He don't go out there and Bam do his job on a nightly basis, and so I like the name first. Does he have a lot of quote unquote skill that you would want him to have to be the player that you want to be? I would say no, but he goes out and he does what he's supposed to do to make the contribution for his team. So that's all you can ask for right there. Right. So I do like him for that. Speaking of a cape, Tatum last night put the cape on in the last 2-3 minutes of that game.
Absolutely.
And after Philadelphia thought that they had won and they was dancing, celebrating, and doing an electric slide on the sideline, and next Tatum said, I got something to say about this here. He had scored all of 4 or 5 points the first 3 quarters of that game, and scored 15, 16, something like that.
Yep.
In the fourth quarter, he knocked down 3 or 4 threes in a row, and a couple and a couple 2-pointers and an old fashioned 3. I don't know what woke him up, but it seemed like somebody put a battery in his back. The ever-ready engine out your buddy said, "Okay, go."
Right.
He brought him back. So I'm interested to see we gonna see what happens with that series. They go back on Monday, and we're
Right.
gonna at the end put a prediction on that one. And also last night, Phoenix lost to the Denver Nuggets. We got KD talking about he was embarrassed by the fact that his team lost and they didn't play up to their potential. Yeah, man. What did you put that mirror in your face and start with you about how you played throughout the entire series and not being the person that they brought you there for? You got your owner slash former player out there ready to fight a player, and you're not out there playing as hard as he is on the sideline trying to get a loose ball.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I thought that was
Well,
pretty.
you know what? Okay. In that series, the few games I did watch, it was matchup problems, right?
Mhm.
Because once Chris got hurt, it was over. You had no floor general. So it became KD and what's my man name? The one guy, Booker. That's it.
Mhm.
DeAndre Ayton didn't want to play Jokic. You seen that from the jump.
Well, you
They
got
don't,
about 75 to 100 pounds on him for one.
but he's slow. That's what's so funny about it. Everybody keeps talking about how slow Joker is, but you can't stop it. Even how slow he is, and that's funny. That's funny.
Now, I'm gonna go on record as apologizing to Djokovic. I've been cracking on him for all these years, him in the league, and I never thought he was that good. So I really started watching him this series. Most of the time, I'm kind of side eyeing him because
Right.
here he is. I don't know how he's scoring these points, but he is good. The boy is good. I never said he was bad. I just never thought he was as good as they bill him to be, and
Okay.
he is. And I see him, and he got those arms look like crickets because they're all off. One arm don't look like match the other, and his hand it looked like he got crickets for arms. But he go out there and he score. He shoot from a good distance, good mid range game. Of course, he posts you up, put you on his back. You're gonna score that way. It's hard not to see why he got those MVPs that he got, and I had to apologize. I don't know the man personally, but Mr. Djokovic, I owe you an apology because I ain't gonna lie. For years, I was like, Djokovic, that guy, yeah, he putting up them numbers, but is he really doing what he's doing that? And the answer is yes.
Okay, so you saying he is worth the other two MVPs he got?
Well, yes, I say that now because remember we talked about it before,
Right.
and I said, did he deserve it? This was the first one we talked about it, and I was like, no, and you was like, yes. So I owe him an apology for what he does for what that team for the team needs him to do. He's the unquestioned leader of that team, and everything runs through him as it should, and it don't look pretty all the time, but they win about 12 to 15 every night, and you can't complain about the results.
Right. Yeah, I agree. Totally agree.
So, I think he's gonna need a new nickname. We have to call him the Cricket instead of the Joker because of how his arms is.
Well,
No, seriously, I do really apologize because the boy can ball. He can handle the ball out on the top. He can take you to the hole. He come from the European system, so he's been playing professional since he was 12, 15 years old, as opposed to over here where our professional system is AAU, and all they do is travel and fight. So it's a whole different kind of a ball game in the AAU system. So, but I'm very happy with this playoff so far. Teams with Miami Heat being an 8 seed, they're on their way to the conference championship, waiting to see who's going to win between the Philadelphia 76ers and Boston Celtics.
Right.
And so let's go ahead and jump right on into that one. Let's see. Heat Knicks, we talked about that series, not even close. That wasn't, even though the Knicks won 2 games, that series wasn't even close. It was, I guess the Heat felt like, well, we're going to give y'all a couple because your owner need to make some concessions and some parking money. But other than that, they really could have beat them in 4 and sent them on their way.
Right.
But I did get the chance to see what's the boy from Duke, He grew up a little bit in this series.
RJ Barrett.
Barrett grew up a little bit in the series, and so I like his future. I was a little bit worried about him for a minute, but he's doing better. He's doing better. He's not going to be the leader of that team. He's going to be a cog in the wheel. He's not going to be the wheel, but he has grown up a little bit in this series. 76ers in Boston, 3-3. Will 76ers give up that 4-2 lead, the 3-2 lead again, and let them come back? Will it be another Doc special?
I believe so. I believe if Philly blows this league, I believe they're gonna clean house. I believe Doc gonna get fired. I believe they're gonna build around Tyrone Maxey and Embiid. I believe James Harden gonna go back to Houston, and that's what I believe. I believe if he blow this lead, yeah, he's done.
You hurt me when you said that. He gonna go back to Houston, where he ate himself out of, and acted like a baby to leave to go to Brooklyn.
He go back to Houston. He go back to Houston. Why? Because there's no expectations. It won't be no pressure on him. He can go out there and do what he want to do, right?
I don't know, because I think they with the youth movement down there in Houston. They got the kid that drafted just ahead on the Pistons. He down there. You
talking about Jalen Green.
Jalen Green.
Yeah, but okay.
Well, not Jalen Green, but Green.
Right. Who gonna be the primary boy? James Harden.
But is James Harden the kind of person you want to bring back into that system? Will he make them better? Will he make Green a better player?
Well, see, we don't know the system. The former Boston coach gonna run, right?
Yeah. I mean, Udoka's down there now.
Right, Udoka's down there. So we don't know that. We don't know the system he gonna run. Maybe he go where it's a one. He run a 1-4 offense, meaning James Harden controls everything and everybody else feeds off of him. Or he do like you said, he the Green kid, and then they run up through him. It depends. But right now, it's a clown show down there. And they just playing for paychecks. They're not playing to win nothing.
Well, I'm pretty sure that's going to change.
Oh, absolutely.
That's definitely going to change with Udoka down there.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, as a quick side note, did you hear what Boosie said about Udoka coming down to Houston?
What did he say?
He said that's the worst place he could ever go. He says too many women down there for him to go down there what he did in Boston. I know that was a joke. But it's a little bit of a truth to that. But at the end of the day, it's so much of a spotlight on that boy. He might as well put a camera on his chest everywhere he go, with everything he do, and live broadcast. And to let everybody know, hey, I'm doing the right thing, because he can get himself another deal off of that, get his own reality show. This is me going to Walmart. This is me going to the mall. This is me at practice every day. So, it's right now.
If he go down there, because usually most people that do the things they do, most times you learn from it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I think a change was warranted, right? New city, new culture, new atmosphere. I think it'd be all right.
I really do too. Of course, it's fun to poke fun at it a little bit. I think he's going to. That's why I'm still mad that he didn't come to Detroit. I don't know what we are doing. We haven't even got close to hiring a coach. We're still talking about Kevin Ollie being the top candidate to come in and coach for us. I'm not saying Kevin Ollie's a bad coach, but Kevin Ollie's been coaching high-level high school for the last 2 years. He's been running an academy. I've seen his they on Instagram, the talks he get to those kids. I always thought that Kevin Ollie was a good coach. That's never been a doubt for me from when he took over up in UConn and won that championship in his first year. That was never the question to me. But is he the right fit for what we have in Detroit? That I do not know. That I don't know.
Well, then see, okay, we touched bases on this before. So if they would have hired Quinn, we wouldn't be having this conversation. Okay, they didn't.
Right.
So
Atlanta
the
grabbed
next,
him.
the next best candidate, but they already narrowed it to 3. But I mean, things could change. If it was me and I owned them, and Philly gets eliminated, I bring Doc here.
I would too. I'm glad you said that because
I
that's what I
bring
was going
Doc
to say
here.
next. Because Doc is good at developing the young group. He's good at giving them a defensive base. He's good at giving them an offensive system that they can work through. Doc is not, he's won a championship. Don't get me wrong. He's of course the knock on him is he cannot win the big one. But I would be very happy to see Doc Rivers on the Detroit Pistons sideline, and they would get really good, really fast, and he would put them in a position to be in a winning position, and that's all you can ask for that.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Yeah.
And the way I'm pulling for Doc because I don't want him to get the Ziggy again out there in Philadelphia. Losing, come back, 3 times in a row, 3 years in a row, losing after being up 3-2, 3-1, and so I'm hoping that they do win. And of course, we're gonna get a prediction on that at the end of the show. So Nuggets beat the Suns 4-2, and we got KD talking about he was embarrassed. Now is KD at the point in his career where he's quote unquote on the washed up end? Does he have more good days behind him do in front of him?
Okay, at this stage in this game, barring the injury coming back from the Achilles and whatever, Phoenix, I don't think Phoenix is it. I think he need to change destination. I think he's somewhere like you know where he would be nice at? The Pelicans. Because you could ship that way. You could ship Zion, and you could play Brandon Ingram and him. Yeah, you'd be nice. You wouldn't forget who Zion was halfway through the season.
Now, I think he should be okay staying in Phoenix if they get smart enough to bring in another point guard. At some point, you're gonna have to pull that trigger. You're gonna have to because this is the second year in a row that your point guard was not available for you down the stretch in the playoffs when you need him the most. So at some point,
Chris don't have no wear on the tires no more, and Chris don't want to come there realization. At the end of the day, the difference between Chris, Paul, and me when I was playing, the difference of the day is Chris Paul didn't have to go to a job. After I got through, I had to go to work, or after I got right. Chris Paul, that's all he does. Stop shooting them State Farm commercials and condition, man. But you know what? I like Chris. I'm a fan of Chris. I got a couple of his jerseys. I think Chris is, but Father Time is undefeated for a reason, man.
Yep.
So with that being said, I mean, yeah, you're right. They got to pull the trigger, but they don't want to pull the trigger. But you have to pull the trigger.
You're gonna have to. Because I wouldn't call it a rebuild. I think with a couple with more pieces, with a good point guard, go out and get if anything, go to Toronto and get that point guard from Toronto he's been trying to get out for the last couple seasons.
Van Fleet,
bring Van Fleet down, and that way you can keep KD on the wing. You don't have to handle the ball. He can catch and shoot. And I think that would be a good addition for them. I'm trying to think of a good veteran guard that you can bring in that can put more years on KD where he don't have to handle the ball so much. We don't have to do other than what he's good at, which is catch and shoot or back set pick and roll and stop and pop or take the ball to the hole. Who could they bring in that's a good veteran guard or a good young guard who could develop into that role? It would be my question.
TJ McCollum.
Now, where's TJ?
TJ is in New Orleans.
Okay, he's okay. We'll take him to New Orleans. Now, that's not a bad trade actually, because the money is pretty close in terms of what they're paying Zion and what they're paying KD. So it might be a good put another team in there somewhere, a 3-team trade together and match the monies up.
Wow. CJ McCollum was one. I would say this guy, but it's like Chris Paul 2.0 because he stayed injured. Lonzo Ball would be a good choice.
Is he still in Chicago?
Yeah, he was hurt, but yeah.
I like that too. I like that too. Lonzo is a solid point guard. He is a quote unquote old school point guard where he gonna find his man and he gonna get his shots when necessary. But he's a pass first guard.
Yeah.
So that's not a bad idea. It's not a bad idea. And he's not. That's the money wouldn't necessarily match. So you would have to throw a couple players in there that you would have to cut. But not a bad idea unless they match it up with some draft picks and stuff like that. And that's something that Isaiah can help Ishbia with, because he's consulting with Phoenix right now. So that's a couple bad ideas. We putting our heads together on that. Hey, maybe they need to hire us. Like they can bring us in on first take in the morning and get rid of Mad Dog Russo and let us take over.
I'm not coming with Mad Dog Russo.
No, I said Russo got to go and bring us in. Bring us in as a team, and then us every other week or something like that till football season come back and they bring back Michael Irvin spitting and sweating all over the place. That's just good TV. I'm sorry. I know it's off topic, but that's good TV. All right now going on, we got the Lakers and the Warriors. That game right now is in the third quarter. The Lakers are winning. Like I said, I do apologize. We are taping this a little ahead. We just about a little under 12 hours ahead for tomorrow's show. Normally we're finishing up taping 12 hours from now, but we're just getting started really good. And this game is pretty good. We got the Lakers playing hard at home because they don't want to go back to Golden State. If they go back to Golden State, they might as well cancel Christmas. And I almost mean that literally, because Golden State not gonna miss nothing with that raucous crowd in there. So you better go ahead and win it tonight, because if they don't win it tonight, it's gonna be Golden State by 25, like it was night before last.
Man, it could be, and then the Lakers could win it.
What they won? What, game 2 there?
Game one.
They won game one.
Yeah.
So, but that's different than the game 7. Like we predicted before our last show. You predicted that Sacramento was going to beat Golden State, and I knew that game 7, Steph Curry at home. You might as well go. That's Castle Christmas, because it's something about that game 7 for him. But
game 7 was at Sacramento.
It was at Sacramento.
Yeah.
Oh, that's my fault.
Yeah.
Sacramento should have won that game. I thought that game was at home.
Nah,
I picked that game in my mind with the game being in Sacramento. Yeah. You're right, because Sacramento was the higher seed. You're right, my bad.
No problem.
One thing I can tell you I'm surprised about, that my favorite Spartan has not been kicked out of a game yet for Golden State. Draymond, he's been very demonstrative, and he's being Draymond, but a little bit too far. I'm really surprised he hasn't gotten attacked more, 1 or 2 more than he's gotten. It's starting to wear on the crowd a little bit, and I'm on this team, and they're already talking about if Golden State lose tonight, how fast they're gonna get Draymond Green out of there and Jordan Poole. They talking about both of them gonna be gone.
It's time. They've been ran this course. It's time.
I would say keep Jordan Poole, because
I agree with you. Keep that part, but Draymond, it's time.
They already said he got a seat in the jersey waiting on him in the Laker locker room for next season.
Yeah, I saw the little picture. Yeah, I saw it. Yeah. You usually don't party with the enemy, but I guess New Year, new you, new me. I guess.
Well, it's a new NBA though. It's not like the old school '80s NBA where everybody hate each other. Where you still got Isaiah Thomas taking swipes at Michael and the boy from the Knicks and the Bulls. Michael's bodyguard. They still talking junk back and forth. Him and Pippen still talking about. It's a whole different era where they all friends now. AAU circuit. They all know each other when they hang out and they sign each other jerseys. and they sign each other's shoes. But that's not what that's, if they were signing something, they would give it to their son. They wouldn't take it and put it themselves and, getting it, putting it in the big picture and putting it in their, in their rec room. It's a different era. So I really can't, come down on them because, it's a whole different mentality. And you have to think a little differently in this day and age, seeing as that you're a global commodity as opposed to just the USA, where you got, where you didn't even get a foul for getting to a fight. You just sent him to the bench, and he couldn't, it was an unwritten rule that he just sit for the rest of the quarter. So it's a whole different ball game.
Right.
So today's NBA is a global commodity, and as you can see, who's the last four MVPs? Jokic, Embiid, and Giannis.
Got it.
So that's your last four MVPs, all of which are foreign national.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what we do. That's what you're trying to do. You're trying to appeal to a whole different crowd. And when Yao Ming was here, Yao Ming got a lot of votes, and well, whether he deserved them or not. Because why? You're trying to open up that big market in China, which is open now. Right. And I know a guy personally who went over there to coach those guys, and it's some talent over there. It's a lot more talent than what we think. It's a lot more 6'10", 6'11" guys that's ready to, in their young 18, 19-year-old years, ready to come on over. So we're going to see that.
Right.
We're going to see that moving through. All right. As usual, we want to make sure you click like, click share. And we want to thank people who have joined the Kamau Felix Facebook page. Thank you so much for joining. And let people know that we are here, even though we are on tape delay. Don't forget the book, Great for This Journey Every Day. Is maybe it might not be too late for Mother's Day. Mother's Day is tomorrow. Go ahead and order this book. See if you can get it on next day delivery off Amazon Prime. Maybe not for your mama, but maybe for your sister. Because if you get that to your mama, she might be mad at you for something like that. So give it to your auntie or your sister. But you want to make sure you get it and get it in your household and look towards living a better life through gratefulness. Let's see, what am I forgetting? Make sure I want to say thank you. As always, we got to say thank you to people showing up. Make sure you leave a comment on anything that we're saying. Even though we're on delay, we will make sure we get back to you with our comments over anything that we're talking about. And add things in that you want us to talk about in the future. Even though I put the poll out in the week leading up to the show, put your comments. We want to know what you got to say. The show is based around you. We bring these topics to you. We want to hear what you have to say, because if it's not for you, we don't have us, and we are grateful for it. All right, moving forward, we are moving into baseball. Baseball season is here, and of course, we got to talk about our Tigers. The Tigers started off 4-9, and then after our next show, they were 9-15, and now they are 17-20 after taking one on the chin tonight. They're in second place in the AL League Central, tied for second with the Guardians. That's going to be so hard for me to say, even at the Cleveland Guardians. I don't know what they was thinking, but hey, that's what they got named. I still say they should have been the Cleveland Rockers with the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame there, but I didn't get a vote. I don't know how they're going to sell merch being the Guardians, but they're going to figure it out. Along the way, that's my favorite word right there, merch. And along the way from being 9-15 to 17-20, the Tigers actually beat up on a couple of their former pitchers, Scherzer and Verlander. Verlander had a good showing, but Scherzer was done mighty quickly. They got him up out of there. Yeah. But in their defense, it was their first pitching attempt after coming off injured reserve. Right. But hey, you got on the bump. You stepped on the bump. They gave you the ball to start. So hey, like I tell my girls when I'm coaching, we on the butt whipping. You showed up. You gonna get this butt whipping. We're gonna see what you got. And the Tigers did. They beat them in both those games, back-to-back nights. I was really worried. This was at home against and they both play now for the New York Metropolitans, the New York Mets, as we would most commonly know them as. And the Metropolitans. I like that name. The Giants. They used to be in New York. Now they're in San Francisco. And at one time it was the Yankees, the Giants, and the Metropolitans. Wow. So I guess it made sense for them to go ahead and get up out of there and go to San Francisco. Let's see here. They are crediting the Tigers' comeback source for the season of Javier Baez is being benched in the middle of the game because he wasn't hustling and paying attention to what the out count was. And so ever since then, they said there's been the resurgence of the team, and I guess the young players who look up to guys like that say if Skip can get after the vet like that, I guess we all need to step up and play a little tougher. So I'm looking forward to the Tigers coming down here at the end of June. I'm already looking at getting my seats for the game, and it's going to be a $1 hot dog night at the Shed, and I'm going to go down there that evening to see the Tigers, and hopefully the Tigers can get a W against the Rangers, the hometown Rangers, and of course I'll be chronicalizing it for everybody like I do every year when I go down there, and how much fun I like to have cheering on the team. And the Rays still have the best record in the MLB at 30-9. They are 5 games at least ahead of everybody. And before I move to talking about the Rays, even though the Tigers are in second place in the AL Central, they are that record. The record itself would not even allow them to be in playoff contention. And we start the playoffs right now. They are actually 11 of 15 in the American League in terms of record. But because of the American League Central having, really quickly, let me try to see if I can find that. Let me pull up my stats here. Let's see. MLB, boom. All right. The Rays, Orioles, Sox, Blue Jays, Yankees all have winning records. That's American League East. The Twins, winning record. Tigers, Guardians, White Sox, and Royals do not have the winning records. Rangers, Angels, Astros, and Mariners all have winning records. Mariners are even, and the Athletics are 18-31 playing Moneyball. So you're looking at, that's what, 12, 10 out of the 12 teams in front of them having a winning record. So even though they're in the second place in the Central, the entire American League East have winning records. And that is quite easily the strongest league right now, looks like, going in the entire league as it stands. Because when you look at the National League, you got 1-2 teams with winning records. You got 2 teams in the National League East, 2 teams in the Central with winning records, and 3 teams in the National League West with winning records. So, yeah, I would definitely say the American League East is the toughest league right now in terms of competitiveness and how well they are doing. So kudos to the Tigers, because last year this time they looked nothing like that. They barely had 5 or 6 wins, and we weren't even talking about them. We were talking about them, but we weren't talking about them. We were talking about them. Like, oh my God, what's wrong with our Tigers again? But this year they look like they want to try and do something. So like we talked about this, a couple weeks back. In my mind, as long as you can stay close to 500, to me, that's where they should be at this point. After we've had a rebuild on top of the rebuild on top of the rebuild, if you have 500 at this point, that's where you should be. So you're a couple games under that, and going into the summer, the meat of the summer, when the heat comes down right before the All-Star break, if you can be at 500, you got a fighting chance. You may not make the playoffs, but you're there. But you're looking good. All righty. Get back to my other notes over here, which is the fun part about using this technology. You can go from one section to the other and be right on time for what you need. Don't forget to click like, click share. Ask somebody to check us out. We on Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, LinkedIn, and YouTube. We are simulcasting all over 5 different areas, so you can see us on all of those at the same time. And so when you can look us up on there, look my name up on all those different platforms, and you can check out the show. And if it's on LinkedIn, if you're a business person, send me send me a request, and we can be friends on there and look at business opportunities as well. Because we are definitely looking for sponsorship on this show. Because the money that we use for this show goes to the to a scholarship fund. We haven't quite got enough money for the scholarship, but that is our end goal. and Felix will be back with us hopefully shortly. But we're gonna keep moving forward. We got the NFL. Okay, that's enough of that. Top news: the schedule has been released, and everybody is buzzing about this new schedule. The Detroit Lions are going to Kansas City on the first weekend of the season on the Thursday night opening games. And when I first saw it, I was like, oh, no, they're going to Kansas City on opening night. And I thought about it. How often do teams that win the Super Bowl win that first game after winning the Super Bowl? Because there's so much going on when they host that first game. They have the ring ceremony. It's open night because so NBC is doing all kind of hoopla. They got singers all over the place. They got the flyover. They got the big flag, and it's hard for the Kansas City or any team to keep that kind of focus on opening night. So in the last few years, I'm willing to bet that they're either 2-3 or 1-4 over the last 5 years in terms of wins on opening night. So I like our chances going in there. Looking at our record, I see us being 11-6 or 12-5. That's what I would say right now. But of course, they can take a deeper dive into it as the season comes closer, and see how well they get through training camp. Hopefully, they get through training camp unscathed in terms of injuries. Who else they're gonna bring in terms of free agents, and so that we're gonna see what happens for that night. And also Sunday night on the Sunday night game, the Dallas Cowboys and the New York Giants will be playing against each other. Come on back, sir. Maybe not. Dallas Cowboys and the New York Giants will be playing on the Sunday night game, the 7:20 game. The 8 o'clock game, excuse me. And that is going to be a good rematch for that playoff game where the Giants put the Cowboys out. And let's see how hungry Dallas is coming off that playoff loss. And then on Monday night, you got the Buffalo Bills versus the new look New York Jets with the one, the only Aaron Rodgers leading this team, his new team with his new number, with the new shade of green into Jet Stadium. And they're gonna be making that chant, Jets, 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 Jets. Will I be watching that game? Yes, I will. Yes, I will. Why? Because I want to see what they're gonna do. Buffalo has been pretty much doing this to everybody. Buffalo has been knocking everybody around in the AFC and the AFC North, and so you got some more talent there. You got another top 10 quarterback that's in the first battle Hall of Famer, and Aaron Rodgers. That's going to be leading the team, and against the perennial upstart of the quarterback they got there, who they still got questions about. They want to see if he can win the big game, and which makes sense because you pay the boy all the money, and so you want to see what he's going to be able to do. And so we're talking about the opening weekend of the NFL schedule, sir. The Lions going down to Kansas City.
My phone overheated. The phone went
off.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I turned the AC on, man. I got low budget over here, man.
Don't worry, we're gonna fix that. Right. We're gonna get you.
I gotta call my sponsor, Vapor. I gotta call my sponsor.
I wonder how long it was gonna take for you to bring that thing out.
I gotta call my sponsors, man. They I guess the check they get paid. I don't know, man.
I was wondering how long it was gonna take you to bring that thing out. Bro.
Right. Hey man, it ain't way. I got a call. The check must didn't go through.
39 minutes. That's good. That's good. But you guys don't know in the pregame, in the pre-show, we know we have a quick little meeting, and Beavis comes in telling a joke about he just vapored, and he just vaped, and we like, huh? And so then he shows us the vaporizer right there. So I think to myself, the first thing I thought was vape. Oh Lord, what this boy did? We gonna have some kind of show today.
This show is brought to you by Vape.
See, we can do a commercial mid the show. So come on, sponsors, come on, give us some kind
Come
of
on, sponsors.
Come on, sponsors. We can make a great commercial and make money for all of us. Get more eyes into the show.
Right.
So, what you think about Detroit going down to Kansas City, sir?
0-1.
I think they got a good chance. And
Good chance for what?
to win in Kansas City. Here's why. How often do the Super Bowl winner win that very first game on that very first night after getting those rings? Because you got a whole lot going on.
Okay.
You got all kind of hoopla.
And usually your opponent is somebody that's worthy, right?
Mm-hmm.
The Lions not worthy. That's the difference. Hey man, I'm about to go back to vape.
Okay, all right. I'll take that, but I'm gonna go on record right now to say that the Lions are gonna win.
I'm gonna say this. 9-8. That's gonna be their record.
Okay, all right. I said 12-5 or 11-6. 12-5, 11-6. But we're gonna get to more of a deep dive. Yeah, we're gonna get to more of a deep dive when we get closer to the season, when we see what kind of free agents has happened and if we got any injuries.
You too.
We're gonna see. You know, last year I was the first person to admit that I was a Debbie Downer when it came to the Lions, even though they were doing well. I kept betting against them just so every time I bet against them they would win. So I kept betting against them, even though deep down inside I know I want them to win. But I'm gonna be strong for them this year. We're gonna be strong for them this year.
Okay.
All right, and we got Dallas and Giants Sunday night, Buffalo and the Jets Monday night. And as you look at the Lions schedule, you got one outdoor game in December. One. So that bodes very well for them down the stretch. When things get cold, they normally will play that one cold game in December in Green Bay. They play that game a whole lot of stuff. They play Green Bay like the second or third week in Green Bay, and then on Thanksgiving they host Green Bay. So that really changes things. So they do go to Chicago second week in December. I guess that's going to be the new switch to go to Chicago as opposed to going to Green Bay. Well, shoot, they used to go to both really late in the season like that. And back-to-back years, Dallas. The Lions are coming back to Dallas this year. They plan them on the eve of the eve on December 30th here in Dallas on a Saturday night. The league are having 4 Saturdays. Every Saturday in the month of December, they're hosting games on Saturday nights. And Saturday night, the Lions will be playing at 8:30 p.m. Eastern. And I do plan on being there this year. I'm going to get my tickets early. If I got to sit in the nosebleeds or get me some standing room only, and you got to get there early to get to the rail. If not, you forget about it. You might as well watch the game on the upper screen, even though you're in the building. I plan on being there.
AT&T Stadium?
Yeah, at Jerry's World. I'm planning on going to Jerry's World this year. I'm going.
Really?
I'm putting up. Yeah, I'm putting it down. Put it down on the calendar. I'm going to Jerry's World. I want to see my Lions in Jerry's World this year.
Okay, I have a question. When you go to that game, will you be wearing Lions gear or Cowboy gear?
Oh, definitely Lions. No, definitely Lions. Everybody kept teasing me when I first moved down here. So now you're gonna be a Cowboys fan? No. Even though Tony Hill did marry into my family some years ago, and I have respect for Tony Hill and the Cowboys. I'm a Detroiter. I'm from Detroit. Tony Hill was a number 80 wide receiver back in the days for the Cowboys.
So he played with Grant Hill, father, or that was after that?
After.
Okay.
He was in the early 80s.
Okay. Oh, okay. That's what's up.
I'm family of course come first, but right. I'm a Lions fan through and true. So we gonna stick with that.
You actually gonna wear that today?
I got a couple hats I can wear. I got a couple shirts I can wear. Of course, that I've worn here on the show. Maybe I'll actually order myself a three button polo shirt because I had one many years and I wore it so many times. The thing had holes in it up under here. It was ridiculous. So I finally had to get rid of that thing. So that's what I'm probably gonna do. I'm probably order myself a Lions polo shirt. That's probably what I'm gonna do because I'm going. Because like I said, I go every year to the Tigers and Rangers, and I've been to a Pistons and Mavericks, but I have yet to go to Red Wings and Stars. So that's my goal for next season is to see those two teams in town. So hopefully we should get you down here, man. Do a little remote or something. Do a remote. So come on down.
You don't want to go to the game with me. Trust me. Ask your boy behind the scenes. You don't want to go to the game with me, man. Get your bail money ready. You go to a game with me.
Oh no!
Yeah, I'm telling you, because if that, you know what, that's not a bad idea. If I was to make that trip, trust me, you would never invite me to another game with you. I'd be down there with a Tony Dorsett jersey on. I'm telling you right now.
You're not the only one. You're not the only. I got a lot of friends that come to Detroit with Cowboy stuff on, and they talk most of it. And people that I'm good friends with now. They live down here. They from Detroit, big Cowboys fan. You would fit right in. It wouldn't be no fighting.
I don't know, because Cowboy fans are some of the dumbest fans too. So I don't know if I want to do that, man.
Trust me, it wouldn't be no fight. You would fit right in. I thought you meant you'd be down there fighting for the Lions. Now
I'll probably just stay neutral and wear a umpire shirt. And an umpire shirt with this on the back.
Oh! Why did I know he was gonna say that? All right, we gonna take a pause for the cause, because this is the perfect time to go to Stupid Sports News. All right. Thank you for staying with us as we come back to our last segment of the day. First question: was Joel Embiid's MVP a makeup call for the other 2 years we thought he should have won it?
Nah, because the 2 years was what? Giannis and Jokic.
Jokic. It was Giannis, Jokic, then Embiid.
Nah, yeah. Now they got it right. For once in their life, they got it right. Because that 1 year they robbed Shaq.
Oh yeah, and they gave it to
Steve Nash. And then that year they robbed Jordan, and they gave it to Karl Malone. The year they robbed Jordan again, and they gave it to Charles Barkley. They got it right.
And Barkley lost to the Bulls in the finals because Jordan was mad. He made sure that he got his ring.
Right. They finally got it right. Yeah.
Okay. I'm not for sure. After watching Embiid in these playoffs, of course it's a regular season award, but he has not played, in my opinion, MVP level consistently in the playoffs. They say he's hurt. I just heard that today, that he has a hurt knee.
Right.
But I don't know. I try not to watch them so much this season because they had so much turmoil going on the last couple of years over there in Philly. They still got the kid who was doing so well last year until they talked about his game. He's still playing. He's still over there. Mr. Long, the kid who went out on mental health.
Oh, you talking about I know you're talking about.
I'm not making light of his mental health issues. I'm just saying that he's still there when they had Ben Simmons. At one point they had Harden, Simmons, Embiid all together. Even when he was with over in Brooklyn.
In New Jersey.
Yeah. So I'm not making light of his mental health issues. So don't send no letters on me. That's not the issue. I'm just saying.
You know what? I think a lot of people I think the pressure got to him. To be honest with you, I think just the pressure got to him.
Yeah. It happens. Because if you look at we talked about her in the same night as well, the young lady who plays tennis. You haven't seen her since. She's not. I just saw her maybe a week ago. She's with child, and congratulations to her. So she's taking
Serena.
No. The other young lady. The Japanese American young lady. Osaka. Is that her name?
Well, I guess. I
don't want to mess up her name. So she's with child. So congratulations to her. So you got to live life, and she said, "I'm gonna live my life my way." And after she felt like they were treating her badly, and she said, "I'm gonna do it my way." And that's what she's done.
Like Simone Biles.
Yep, Simone Biles just married that young man, and her old man just signed with Green Bay, where he was with Houston, where she met him at, where she's from.
Oh, okay.
All right. Now here comes the biggest Stoop Sport news of all. Beverly and Westbrook said they want rings if the Lakers win the championship. Because you know they're not with the team no more. They said if the Lakers go on and win the championship, they think they deserve rings. you don't even you can't even say nothing behind that one. That's how stupid that one was.
They've been messing with this.
Yes, they have. Yes, they have. I agree with you 100%. When I heard that, I laughed so hard, boy, I couldn't believe it. That's
you know what?
That's how I roll.
You know what? Give him one.
With the little souvenir ones that they sell in the
you know why you give them? You know why you give them one? Because everybody in the league could clown them. Give them one. Sure, go ahead. Yep, give them one. Sometimes you heard that saying, be careful what you ask for. Give them one. Yep, go ahead.
Yeah, because the team does vote on, there's like a certain number beyond the team and the immediate staff that they can give them to.
You give them one. Nobody in the NBA will ever recognize it. Nobody will ever be like, yeah, there goes Westbrook. He got an NBA championship. Nobody would never do that. Nobody would never do that with Patrick Beverly. Yeah, give him one. Embarrass yourself for the rest of your playing days. Go ahead.
Okay. I'm going to agree with you on that one. As much as it goes against every fiber of my being, I'm going to agree with you on that one. All right, here we go. Keon Coleman and Peyton Thorne leads MSU, and they think the world is going to end.
I truly believe something happened behind the scenes. We don't know. I believe if Mel Tucker does like he did last year, Mel Tucker is going to be unemployed. I really believe that.
Now, I wasn't really worried about Peyton Thorne leaving, honestly.
We don't have no quarterback.
He wouldn't. Okay. He
don't
rolled.
Have no quarterback with no experience behind him.
I agree with you.
Right.
But the quarterback that we had with experience wasn't playing like he was playing with experience. The year before that, he had a running back that carried him. Yeah, and then this past year.
I gained respect from Peyton Thorne against Washington. Remember, they jumped out on Michigan State, but he did bring them back, even though they did lose. I was like, okay, my man didn't give up. For them to lead that program, that was going to be the number one leading receiver, and that was going to be your starting quarterback. Something happened between them and Mel Tucker. Eventually, it come out, but yeah, that's what happened.
Coleman, the word is Coleman's going. He hasn't been picked up yet. They're saying that he's probably going to come back.
How you leave and come back?
He's still in the portal. If they don't give your scholarship away, you can come back.
Then why leave? It's a lot of vaping going on, man.
A whole lot of vaping. And the vaping that they doing is stuff that I don't understand what they're doing. Yeah. They got the real vape pens with the oil in it that they shouldn't have.
That's like I seen the comments from Hunter Dickinson. He said, I would leave my job if you would leave your job for a $10,000 more advancement. I didn't even know he made the money he made at Michigan out of his NIL deal. Mm-hmm. I was like, wow. But because I went to Lawrence, Kansas, I attended the University of Kansas, he in for a rude awakening. He really think it's going to be peaches and cream down there. They about to treat you like dirt. Yeah,
I agree with you. They're going to give that boy a hard time. Will it pay off for him in the end? Probably. I think it will. I think he will be a puzzle piece to them getting back to where they were before in terms of being able to make a run, Sweet 16, possible Final Four run, if he plays the way he should and shut his mouth.
Name a big man that they ran through at the University of Kansas that they progressed.
Danny Manning.
Who?
Danny Manning.
I said a big man. I ain't say a power forward. Name a center we had that they went through that almost, you know what? You're right. They had one. The one that when they won in the championship 2 years ago. That's it. Before that, they didn't have one. Even the year when they won, when Mario Chalmers and them beat Memphis in 2008. Right. They didn't have they had Shaka Khan and they had Cole Aldridge. Cole Aldridge later got drafted by what's their name? OKC. But before that, we had Rafe LaFrance.
Right.
We had Greg Ostertag, who got drafted with Utah. He played on the team that lost
I forgot about Ostertag.
He lost to Michael Jordan in the 98 finals.
Yeah.
We had B.J. Williams. We had Scott Pollard, who played with Chris Webber at
Pollard,
with the Kings. We had, who else did we have?
I forgot about Big Old O's.
That was about it. But they really never, they don't run their offense through a big man. Period.
Well,
Look who
honestly,
this year it was Jalen Wilson.
I think it's a good move for him, quite honestly. In terms
Not
of his,
here.
if he wants to move, if he wants to go further in the tournament and possibly win a ring, that's the spot for him. That's all I'm saying.
No, because you're not going to get the touches. You were getting the touches at Michigan. You're not going to get the touches at Kansas.
I agree with you. But like I said, if you want to have a team around him with less BS going on behind the scenes, that's the spot for him. Because Bill Self, hey, it's like this. That's all I'm saying.
Nah, I mean, I that's why we agree to disagree. Nah, he don't fit Kansas pedigree. They like, okay, every big man that they done had, the ones I just named, Rafe, Scott, Rafe, Scott, Patrick Ritchie, all of them, they can handle the ball. They can take the ball and push it. Hunter Dickinson can't do that.
Nah,
and then the Big 12 ain't nothing like the Big 10.
Nah.
You got Baylor. You got Oklahoma State. You got TCU. You got Texas Christian. You got Texas. Hey, no, that's not no. You're not playing.
Texas. Well, this is Texas last year in the Big 12. They'll be going to the SEC next year.
You're not playing Indiana and Penn State and Michigan State.
Right.
But
you got teams that's up and down court. That's all you're doing. You up and down. You're not playing that grounded out stuff.
He should have went to Maryland. That's what he should have did. He should have went to Maryland.
Well, we shall see. Said the blind man to the dead dog. We want to get this last. We shall see what said the blind man to the dead dog. I've said this one before. All right. Not so much stupid sport news, but I want to make sure we recognize this young lady, Sha'Carri Richardson. She's doing well. The Diamond League, she won her race in the fastest time of the season to set the meet record. And right now she's number 8 in the world. And I got to read her interview. She said that she has fell back into doing what she did before, which is believing in her faith. And that's pushing her through. And you're not seeing a lot of the craziness. You can tell that she's been training. Her body definitely looks like she's been training, like she's been doing what she's supposed to do. So I know we've been back and forth with a lot of crazy with her. So I want to actually give her kudos moving forward, and I hope she continues to do well. And I watch the race. Every time I watch it, she's such an unconventional runner.
Right.
When you see those conventional runners, everything is in one motion, one line. She's not like that. She all over the place. But she's as long as I think that her coach said, I'm not gonna stop. I'm gonna stop trying to fix that. I'm just gonna let this girl run the way she runs. She's just going to get out of the blocks, right? So as long as you see her get out of the blocks, she's okay. And so let's just of course she's a Dallas product. I want to hopefully continue to see her doing well and moving forward and moving towards getting back to the Olympics and representing the USA. All right, as we come to a close, we want to make sure we let you know the next show is May 27th, 2023, and which is in 2 weeks. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers, mother figures, and all the ladies who have played any kind of a mothering role to women and children or people all over the world, and who's ever watched us. Happy Mother's Day to you, and we send you love and kudos. Thank you so much. It is graduation season. Congratulations to the people who graduate from college and high schools all over the country. They're getting started with that. And be safe as you go with the graduation parties. Don't forget, we sell merch. We're gonna make sure we put up the QR code to get some merch, so we can get these scholarships rolling. And as we close out, we're gonna make sure we get these predictions. First prediction: what will be the Pistons draft position? We have 14% chance of getting a number 1 pick. 2 other teams have a position. Chance of getting that number 1 pick. What do you think the Pistons draft position is going to be?
4. I think we pick
I'm
maybe
actually thinking.
30%.
I'm actually gonna say my guess is third. I don't think we're gonna get the Frenchman. I think that's gonna,
No,
I'm not saying it's a pipe dream, but I don't think it's gonna happen. All right, Philly Celtics Sunday afternoon. Who you got?
Celtics.
You like Celtics? I'm gonna pray for Philly, but reality Celtics gonna go and take that.
Right.
It's in Boston, so they're gonna go ahead and do what they got to do, and so
Right.
thank you again. Don't forget to check out Love and Stuff on Tuesday nights, Love and Scriptures on Wednesdays. Also, Mama V show Wednesday mornings, and congratulations again to her as that she the good Reverend Doctor Valencia Agner now, and just congratulations to everybody out there who's gaining those graduation kudos. Thank you. See you guys in 2 weeks. Don't forget, leave likes and messages, and continue to join our Facebook group. And we shall see you in
2-2.